Good morning. Before I acknowledge protocol, there's a song, uh, AC Assistant Inspector, Assistant Commissioner of Police, China has brought this dimension. She said she woke up with a song, right? Me too, I woke up with a song, right? But I want us to sing the song. Luckily for us, I learned the song when I was still a child. And we have this event is by invitation. You cannot just come because of the small space we have, but we have it streamed live on all our channels, so you can do well by sharing the link so people can join virtually. But I want us to sing. Children, can we sing? There's a song I learned probably 30 years ago or so. And I'm not too old, I'm just 40, right? So 30 is not so much of a number. The song is this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Whoa, little light of mine. Children, can you help me, please? I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. So let's change it a little bit. Instead of this little light of mine, we'll put this great light of mine. Right. Because I think great things can start from small beginnings. Right. So we will now sing this great light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Whoa, great light of mine. Yes, I'm gonna let it shine. This great light of mine, light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Put your hands together for yourself. Right, so let me quickly acknowledge protocol. We have today with us the Assistant Commissioner of Police, uh, Madam China. She's a very good friend of our brand. She has been a very good support to our brand. And when I called her to come this morning, I was actually jittering because, the notice was short, but I knew the impact she can pull. And so kind, right? There are very few people you call assistant commissioner by the by the week, and then you now tell them to please can you show up in this event, and she shelved all her schedules to be here. Please, madam, I want to thank you so much, so very much for coming. Let me also thank our country managing director. Uh, you know. Sometimes small people can bully big people. Yeah, so so when we knew that this event was going to happen, I quickly bullied her. I said, please, all chiefs has to be here to give moral support to what we're doing. And I want to thank you so much for being so much of a support to what we're doing. And then, of course, to the head of schools, I really want to thank you. I know it's a small space we have, so that's why we're pretty very selective, but you've been consistent with what it is that Farmalat represents, and that to us, it's very important. Thank you so much. And then to all Farmalat's chiefs, usually they call us small but mighty. I'm just I don't know why I'm this lucky, although my mom told me I was going to be lucky, right? So I happen to just take all the glory when I do the list of the work, right? So I've told them to stop calling me CEO, but I don't know how we can change that. But there are a few people making things work. And we are not just in Abuja. We are in Lagos, we are in Ibadan, we are in Taraba, we are in Kano, and then hopefully by next month we will be in Port Harcourt, right? So it's just so nice that I get to be like the face, but the work is done by the heart. If your heart stop beating, will your face matter? No. Exactly. So there are hearts of hearts in this place. Let me first of all acknowledge the presence of our Chief Operating Officer, Mrs. IJ. Thank you so much. Right. Let me also acknowledge the presence of our Chief Internal Auditor, Mr. Monday. Thank you. Let me also acknowledge, although she's not feeling too strong, but maybe we can send her flowers. And then a few hugs here and there. Our Chief Financial Officer, Madam Blessing, thank you so much. Let's also acknowledge a superstar. She's our Chief Partnership and Growth Officer, Dr. Nancy. Thank you so much. Then we have our Partnership and Growth Manager, Dr. Elizabeth. She's going to be coming up soon to give us a few words. Dr. Elizabeth, please put your hands together for her. And then our lead veterinarian, Data and Research, Dr. Eugenia. Thank you so much. And then, of course, the host of today, right, Dr. Zainab Abdullahi Ibiu. It's our project, it's our program. We are only supporting. And then, of course, the media crew, Mr. Jerry, a very long-time friend of mine. Thank you so much. And, of course, everybody wearing Parmalat T-shirts. You've promoted the brand so well, and I'm super very excited. We have somebody, CEO of SB Frequency Event. They said, you are the leading voice in terms of media work in Abuja, Mrs. Gomina. Will she? Oh, madam, thank you. So our sound today is perfect, right? Thank you so much, Madam Gomina. And then, of course, we're also expecting to have the Registrar of the Veterinary Council is currently on its way. When he comes, he will be properly introduced, and we also going to be having the honor of having the technical advisor to the Vice President, Hajia Hawa. She's also on our way giving our keynote speech, and of course, it's going to be a big event today. My task is simple. My task is just to share a story. One of the pictures, but I cannot share the picture publicly now because I'm not sure if I'm very proud of my look, but years ago when I was still in secondary school, I was asked to pay for an excursion fee, and my parents didn't have the money for the excursion, so I thought I wasn't going to go. So all members of the class were already preparing the day for the excursion. We were already preparing to go, and I was sitting down in the class alone. And then my elder sister, of course, called me just few hours to the bus leaving and said that where am I? I said I'm in school. So she said I should come outside, and she gave me the fee to go for the excursion. Why was the excursion very important to me? It was because we are going to see a plane for the first time, a plane that has not taken off. And it was very important to me. So I took a picture. I went for the excursion, by the way, and I took a picture. And on the picture, I wore a headset. So that sometimes explains my reason for love of planes. And planes has been one of the fundamental things that has changed me. So I got on the plane. It wasn't moving. I sat down on the pilot seat. I have a childhood dream, and I know it's going to come one day that I will fly a plane myself. I really want to, right? I want to. And I will have to, right? So I have this, I'm not too much into cars, but I have to buy a plane, right? I have to. I'm not sure if I will be able to, at the end of my life, say that I don't have a private jet. That's not going to work, right? At the end of it, if I see that my money is not going to be complete, I will sell everything I have and buy the private jet and then fly the plane. Right. So when I got into the plane, I took a picture, and I still have the picture, but I cannot share. Apologies. Right. I hope one day I'll get the courage to share. But the persistent question has always been that why don't we build our own planes? Right. And I realized a major deficit, right? And it happens in our growing up. Our brain requires protein to work effectively. Our brain requires protein to work effectively. People are building, thank you. People are building rockets to go to Mars. It's somebody's brain, right? Yes. And it can be our brain. Because we have engineers out there that are also doing phenomenal things, and they are Nigerians. So one of the key things I realized that we need to do in this country is to switch what we have always done. When I was growing up, my dad eats the biggest of the protein. And then they get to keep one small protein for, we're 7 in our family, right? For all of us to share. So the people who don't need protein eat the biggest of protein, and the people who really need protein eat the least of protein. You don't need a prophet to tell us the reason why we are where we are in this country. And we will need to invert it to tell our parents that our children deserves the best of protein at all times. I have 4 children. I have 4. It's best they are the one eating 2 meats. I can, at this stage of my life, my brain is fully developed, right? Go proteinless so that we can give these children a future. The brain requires protein for a proper development. Unfortunately for us in this country, the source of protein is becoming too expensive. So we have a cultural problem. What's the cultural problem? Our dad and mom eat bigger protein. And then they cut 1 piece into 7 to give the people who needs it the most. The second issue we have is the issue of having protein difficult to access. So they say fish not, meat not. You go to a restaurant, because of how difficult it is, instead of you to say don't put fish, don't put meat. They say, what do you want? Fish not, meat not. While I started my practice back then, a crate of egg is around 300 naira. Right now, a crate of egg is how much? 5,000-6,000. Our country needs to pay attention. There's a pattern. That we are still alive does not mean we will succeed if we do nothing today. So what we want to do with this project, because there are people who have enough. There are people who have enough. Some of us at this stage can gladly give out 1 million without paying attention, right? So there are people who can give out 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 1 billion. We take care of floods. We need to take care of our future. So what's the project Sadakat all about? And we're going to also be launching in Lagos called Enyeko very soon. Right. Is to crowdfund eggs. It takes 200 naira to change a child's life. Crowdfund eggs. And then go to schools like yours that we have today, and then give out this egg liberally. I hold a belief that our children can take egg the way they drink water. Yes. So we are sparking a platform targeting 300 million eggs to crowdfund within the next 3 years. An ambitious project, but doable. And we are starting today being the World Egg Day. To crowdfund 300 million eggs, we are targeting 3 million children. So we are with you for the next 3 years, coming to your school just to share eggs. And by the way, we have eggs for everybody today. And let me have the privilege of being the first to taste one of the eggs. Right! So we are all going to be eating eggs today. They told me the team, Dr. Zainab, she's the leader of this project. She's the leader. Yes, everybody, all children here will be going to be going home. You're going to eat egg and you're going to go home with another egg. Is that correct? Yeah. And more importantly, as we launch this project, eggs will be coming to your school on a regular basis, right? Thank you. So, but there's another problem we are also going to be solving with this project. There's another problem we're also going to be solving with this project. Farmers, they are heartbroken. They're heartbroken. I was called up by a farm, and a farm in crisis. Consistently for a few months before I came in, the farm has been running at a loss. Bags of feed that you were buying 2,000 when I started my practice, even less than that, you are now buying that same bag of feed at 20,000. More than that. So where are we going to in this country? So the people producing the eggs needs to be protected. Why am I feeling like the Minister of Agriculture, right? I think we can do our part or play our part to protect the farmers. So we will pick the donations and give farmers advance funds to produce more eggs so that we can at least solve the problem that they have. A big farm that's supposed to be buying 1 trailer of feed is now buying 500 bags of feed because there's no funding. So we will source the funds, give it to the farmers that are registered with us, and ask them to just produce eggs for us. And by that way, we are going to also be solving a significant problem for farmers. So this problem will be solving 3 problems at once. First of all, the sustainability of our farms, the nutrition of our children, and the future of our nation. So that by the time you grow, you will not just be like me wishing to buy a plane. You will probably be better building your own plane. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome us to the project Sadakat.